Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to my second video. Now, as you can see I'm doing right now is I cut all the pieces out at the home improvement store that I went to. I got them to do all the work for me. But of course you want to make sure that they did a good job. Their machines are a lot more exact than my cutting equipment, but you still want to test it out and make sure that everything comes together. So as you can see, I'm just taking the playing spaces, putting them down, making sure that they line up well with each other. Just, ugh. Make sure they fit up well with the spruce boards that are on the side. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure that they all do come together. And yep, that's gravy. I actually see that they do come together. It does fit, and when I glue it together, it will form nicely. So now that I know that it's going to fit together, the next step is to varnish it. And I'm going to do that outside. Okay, so now that I've seen that my wood is properly cut and that where I bought it from, they did a good job and it will actually come together, the next step is to actually varnish it and put down the wood stain because I want the game to look like how it is in my original blueprint. So pretty much I'm out here in my backyard, I got my respirator ready, I'm wearing some garbage clothing, you can see I kind of look like a bum, but it's going to get messy, you don't want things to get onto your clothes and ruin them. But it's out here where it's fresh open air that I'm going to actually varnish the different sides of the game before I glue it together as one final piece. Now in order to take my plain spruce boards that are going to be the border of each quadrant and turn these bland boards into this colorful final diagram that it's supposed to resemble, what I need to do is put stain on it. Now I set up a little work table out here in my backyard in order to do this. So as you can see, I got my wood stain right there, my brush, my gloves to make sure it doesn't get on my hand. And pretty much to take things to another level, I actually built a table in order to do this. So as you could see, I just took some pieces of wood together that I also got from the home improvement store, nailed it together, so now I have a makeshift table that I actually could use purely for staining, because I decided I do not want to do this in the basement. It's too confining. I want to be in fresh air because stains have a very strong smell to them. So using this table and using the tarp, I'm going to stain each of the pieces of wood before it all comes together to be glued with the actual playing spaces. Okay, so I'm ready to get my staining on. I already opened it up and it's already quite strong smelling. Now, the stain I'm using is Early American, which is not too dark. Has a light tone to it, and I think it'll really come out well on the spruce wood. So, don't want to get too high off the stuff. So, got my face mask on, and we're just gonna pretty much brush it on in layers. So you can already see the kind of color it's bringing out, making the wood a lot darker. I'm just going to keep on putting on layer after layer. I'll put a layer on, let it dry. So you see I put 2 boards on at one time. Just kind of get the process going a little bit faster. And I'm going to do this for each piece. Do 1 coat, let it dry, do the next board, do 1 coat, let it dry, and I'll probably do about 3 coatings per part. So as you can see, just doing 1 coat, the difference between the spruce and the coated spruce, and this is just 1 coat. Eventually I'm going to do 3 coats, but you can just tell how it brings out a nice color into it. And I said all my boards are going to look like this, and this is going to make the border. And as I said, thank God I have this, because this varnish is very strong smelling.
Luke, I am your father, or maybe your uncle. Let us stand together to take over the world. As you can see, I'm already getting high off the fumes.
And after all of this is pretty much sealed up, I'm going to actually put a coating on it to make sure that the color doesn't bleed and that it's water protected. And pretty much that's the whole process for putting down the varnish. And you'll see the end result after I let them dry. Now as you could see, I have many boards now with the stain, multiple layers on them, have them drying in the sun all over. Now they might look nice now, but they're still not done. I want to ensure that the color stays and that the wood is protected against the elements, and especially if I use this board game outdoors. So we need to add that one extra step before we start gluing this game together. So as I showed before, that I used this early American stain to go into the wood to give that nice dark, like, you know, robust color. But of course, after I'm done staining it, I still want it to be protected from the elements, from water, and make sure it retains that color. So after I'm done staining it, what I'm going to do is put a clear coat varnish onto it. So pretty much I got a dry piece now that has the stain on it. So now I have my actual satin finish all shaken up and ready to go. So just put on the mask, flip it in, and we're just going to put it right on there. Now I'm not sure if you can see it or not, the glossiness, but it just creates this nice shiny sheen onto the wood, and this will protect the color and also make it waterproof. And I'm going to do this for the whole entire wood when all of them are dry, just pretty much one coating onto it. And I'm going to do this for the whole entire thing, and once this coating is on there and dried, then the next step pretty much, with all the pieces all stained and all coated, is to start gluing them together. Oh baby, yeah. Talk to me, talk to me. You know you love me brushing this onto you. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can tell I'm already way too into my work, but you gotta enjoy what you're doing. Right, baby? Oh, yeah. So there you have it. You could see the difference between what we originally had and how it looks now. It's a lot shiny, has a deep, rich color, and this is perfect for what we need for the board. So for the next video, we're going to concentrate on the actual playing spaces and actually work on putting the game together, but everything in due time. Hope you guys continue to join me on this journey and sharing this experience with me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care.